What's up guys, it's your boy kenandrewdaily, and today I got another KAD transformation, and this time I'm going to be taking these long johns, oversized sweats, and turn them into some jogger sweats. It's going to be really simple, pretty straightforward, and it's going to kind of be a throwback for me because I'm going to be using a lot of my old tutorials to make it, so it's going to be pretty nostalgic for me. So without further ado, let's get straight into the transformation. Jumping straight into the transformation, the first thing that I'm going to do is slim up the sweatpants or get it prepped to be slimmed. I don't know about you, but when I threw on these pair of sweatpants, they were a little baggy, just a little bit. So I'm going to be using the cheap and easy way to slim up the pants, where I spread out the sweatpants and I place a pair of pants that fit me well over it, and I'm just going to use the inner thigh of the pants that fit me as a reference. Once you have everything in position, you can go ahead and pin along the inner leg. While the pinning is going on in the background, I have a question to ask everyone in the comment section below. And the question is, if me, kenandrewdaily, was able to make you a piece of clothing, what piece of clothing would you like me to make and why? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm kind of interested in what people would want from a store that I'm gonna create in the future. So this would be like a good kind of feedback. Once you're done with all the pinning, you're pinning around the crotch / inner part of the pants should look like this. Now you want to take a pair of scissors and cut off any extra fabric. While the cutting is going on in the background, I just want to give you guys an update on what's going on with the other series on my channel, the from scratch tutorials and the KAD customs tutorials. Those tutorials actually take a while to edit and record, so in the meantime you're just going to see a lot of KAD transformations. The current projects that I'm working on is from scratch backpack tutorial and a from scratch blazer tutorial, so they're going to come within a month or so. So in the meantime you're just going to have a lot of KAD transformations. Anyways, getting back to the transformation, after all the inner extra fabric is cut off, we are going to turn the pants right side up. With the pants right side up, we are going to mark the area in which we're going to add the pin tucks. For the measurements, it really doesn't matter. You can actually measure this yourself with a measuring tape. For me, I just measured, I think, 7 inches from the bottom, and then after the first line, I measured 6 inches up from that. To be completely honest with you, and low-key, I was just like, screw it. I literally just picked a place on my sweatpants to add the pin tucks and went with it. Maybe you shouldn't do that, maybe you should YOLO it, I don't even know, but make sure to measure it if you want it directly on your knee. Make sure to only pin one layer, do not pin both layers of the sweatpants, or else you'll end up with a really long pair of socks, so you don't want to do that. Anyways, here's how the pinning should look. Now you can take your sweatpants to the sewing machine and start adding some pin tucks. For this pin tucking sesh, I'm using my 5 groove pin tuck foot. For the needle, I'm using a ballpoint twin needle 3.0/80, I believe. So that's the needle I'm using, and for the stitch length, I'm using 2 millimeters. For the tension, it's about 3 to 4. Hopefully that covers everything with pin tucking. If you want some deep pin tucks, use a heavier thread. If you want lightweight pin tucks, use really lightweight thread. If you have no idea what a pin tuck is and you want to learn more about pin tucking, I have a pin tucking 101 video which you can click right now to go see. After all the pin tucking is done, we can now finally close up the pair of sweatpants. So with the sweatpants inside out, you're going to just pin along the area or the open end of the sweatpants. When you are pinning the inner leg, make sure to use vertical pinning. Do not use horizontal pinning. When you're done with all the pinning, it should look roughly like this. Now you want to take the sweatpants to your sewing machine and do a mighty OG straight out of sewing zigzag / overlock stitch. And for everyone that's wondering if you can just do a straight stitch, you can, but it'll just be like a temporary kind of thing. The last thing I'm going to do is add some jogger cuffs to the bottom. It wouldn't be jogger sweats without them, so I'm going to be using or making ribbed cuffs. If you want to see a full-blown tutorial on ribbed cuffs, I have one right here. You can click on it if you want to. I'm not really going to go through the process in this transformation, but for KAD Transformation's sake, I'm just going to briefly tell you guys what's going on. I measured out how long I want the cuffs to be, times that by 2, I double folded the fabric, and I ended up with 2 cuffs, and that's really how simple it is. After both cuffs are cut out, I started to pin the open side so I can prep it for the sewing machine. Now if you guys want me to redo my old KAD customs or any old tutorials, please let me know and tell me which one you guys would love me to redo. They're kind of outdated and I've learned so much from that point, so please let me know if you want me to redo any of the tutorials that I've done on my YouTube channel. But anyways, getting back into the transformation, I take the cuffs to the sewing machine and I close up the open end with a zigzag / overlock stitch. Hey, but them zigzag stitches though. Anyways, getting back into the transformation, I'm gonna be adding the cuffs onto the bottom of the sweatpants. Sweatpants right side up, cuffs inside out, match the ends together or the open end of the cuff together with the bottom of the sweatpants. Just a tip for all the new sewers out there that's gonna do ribbed cuffs in the future, please test out your cuff before you sew it onto a piece of fabric. Taking off a cuff is extremely hard and it actually will rip your fabric if you take it off poorly. So please test it out, put it onto your ankle, put it onto your arm first. It just saves so much time. When you're done with all the pinning, it should look roughly like this around the bottom of the pants. After all the pinning, you can take everything to your sewing machine and do a zigzag / overlock stitch along the bottom part of the sweatpants. Please do not rush at this part because if you mess up, it is a pain in the butt. So just make sure not to rush. Also, if your machine is just not having it with the thickness of the fabric, you might have to manually feed the fabric. So here is the jogger sweats on body. It turned out pretty great. I'm probably gonna be wearing this a lot in the fall season. Hopefully it just kind of cools down in San Diego. But there you go, the jogger sweats. So that was the transformation. Did I do a good job? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you guys liked this series, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Anyways, this is your boy kenandrewdaily. Hope to see you guys next time. Remember to keep it daily and peace.